Alright, in this video I will be making a minimalist wolf logo. And so go ahead and set up your documents and come here to the where it says object, click on that and open the align and distribute menu by clicking on that button, and it will look something like this. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and press B on the keyboard and we'll get started. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to press S and I will click right here where I see the scale, and I will click on the scale and I will drag a line right here to the center, and then I'll draw a rectangle. I'll draw a rectangle like that, pretty big rectangle, and I will give it a white fill color. I will give it a white fill color and I will press B on the keyboard. I will turn the snapping off with this button, and what we'll do is I'll click right here on top of this line right there. Somewhere there is good. And I'll just start making points. I'll just make the entire logo with straight lines. So I'll click right there, and then I'll make, and that will give me that line. And I'll click right there. I'll click right there. I'll make a line right there. I'll click right there and click again right there, and I will come down. I'm gonna make the face, so I'll come down, but I won't actually go all the way to this line. I'll just come close to the line, but I won't actually go and touch the line. So I'll just finish it right there, and then I get this shape. What I'll do is I'll close this shape out by going back like that. And I'm just making straight lines. And I won't join these 2 points together. I'm just going to click right there. And then I will press the right mouse click. And it made that shape, but it has a white fill color. So I'll give it a black fill color by clicking that square right there. And now I'll press N on the keyboard to get the nodes tool, and I will adjust this a little bit. I'll go ahead and take this node right there, and I will pull this node inside like that. I will take this node and I will pull it like right there, and go ahead and adjust this. I just want to make sure that the thickness of all the lines is equal, and I think that is pretty good. That looks pretty nice. So what I'll do next is I'll go ahead and click on this shape, and I will duplicate it by pressing Ctrl D on the keyboard, and I will flip it horizontally with that button, and I will move this right there. What I'll do next is I'll press B on the keyboard to get the Bezier pen, and I will repeat the process to make the eye. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and click right there, and I will draw a straight line like that, and I will draw another straight line like that. I'll go back up to close it out like that. I'll make the shape of the eye like that, and we will close it out like that. What I'll do now is I'll press N on the keyboard to adjust this a little bit. I'll go ahead and do something like that is good. No, I'm going to adjust it again. Okay, that looks better. Maybe I'll make this a little bit thicker, and I will drag this like that. That looks better. And I will click on this object and I will duplicate it by pressing Ctrl D. I will flip it horizontally, and I will move that right there. And what we'll do now is we'll adjust it a little bit just to see where it looks good. Maybe there might be a little bit better. I'll press in on the keyboard and I will adjust this a little bit. I'll just move this a little bit like that. Maybe like there. And I won't actually mess with the other one. What we'll do is we'll delete that. I'm going to click on this and I will delete that, and I will click again on this one and I will duplicate that, and I will flip it horizontally, and I will place that right there. And finally I'm going to make the nose. So I'll press B on the keyboard. I'll click right there and I will hold Control to make a straight line like that. I will make a diamond shape. I'll click right there and I'll click right there. If at any point you mess up, you can just delete the line and try again. And I will click right there. And then I just press the right mouse click and I will press S on the keyboard. I will duplicate that. I will flip it and I will place it. I will zoom in and I will adjust this. And I'll place it right there. Actually, I don't like that. I'm going to delete. Actually, I deleted the guideline, and we don't really need this guideline anyway. So what I'll do is you can just click on that. As soon as the hand appears, you can just click on that like that, and then just delete that. We don't need the guideline anymore. What I'll do is I don't like this, so I'll go ahead and click on one of them, and I'll just delete it. What I'll do is I'll make this. I'll adjust it using the nodes, and I'll just make it a little bit taller like that. I'll duplicate it. I'll flip it and I'll place it just right there. As long as it's roughly like that, it's okay. We will adjust this anyways. So what I'll do now, actually we'll just start by adjusting this. What I'll do is I'll click on this. I will shift click on this object and I will center that on the horizontal axis with that button right there. And then what I'll do is I'll click on this one and I will nudge it a bit closer like that by using the arrow keys on my keyboard, and then I'll press N on the keyboard. I will select both of them by shift clicking and I will select all of these nodes in the center, all of them. And then I'll click on this button where it says join selected nodes. And what that did, that unified this object into one object. And that is pretty much good. What I'll do next is I'll go ahead and click on this eye and I will shift click on this eye and I will center that on the horizontal axis like that. And I will use the arrow keys on my keyboard to shift these down and adjust them a little bit like that. And it's pretty much ready. You just have to make a few last changes to just finalize this. What I'll do is I'll click on this, I'll shift click on this, I will press Ctrl G on the keyboard to group them. And what I'll do next is I'll click on this object and I will shift click on this object. I will press N on the keyboard to get the node tool and I will select all of these nodes like that. I will go ahead and click on this button to join these nodes together, and that will give me that result. Finally, I'm just going to go ahead and align these objects together. So what I'll do is I'll click on the eyes, I'll shift click on the face, I'll click on this button where it says center on vertical axis, and then I'll click on the nose and I'll click right here on this object and I will do the same. And that is pretty much it. Again, you can make I guess actually I'll make one last change. I will go ahead and click on this object. I will select both of these nodes. I will zoom out a little bit, and I will just push them down. I will just move them lower with the down key on the keyboard, and what I'll do is I'll press N on the keyboard again. I will adjust a little bit more. I'll select this node, just this node, and I will press the right key on the keyboard 3 times. And I will select this one and I'll do the same. And I think that should be, I think that's it. I'll just make one last change. I'll press SN on the keyboard one last time. Now I will take this node and I will move it to the right with the right key on the keyboard by 4 times. And I will click this node and I will do the same. And I think that is pretty good. So that is it. Thank you for watching.